What's up, sports bettors? Alex here. We're going through the best player prop bets for today. So we're going to be using the free OddsJam mobile app. There's a link in the description, as well as the software, the website, to find sharp bets. So let's go ahead. Let's dive into it. The first bet with a 3.75% profit margin is Christian Javier under 7.5 strikeouts in the Angels-Astros game. Right? So we can see this bet is on the bottom row. The profit margin is 3.7%. We scroll over, we look for the bet in bold with a circle around it, and we can see it's on FanDuel. Christian Javier under 7.5 strikeouts, minus 120 odds. So if we take a look at the betting market, right, we can just click into a bet. OddsJam released a bunch of betting tools filters, which are super cool and super helpful. But we can see, we're getting a lot of value on FanDuel, right? As a sharp sports bettor, as a profitable sports bettor, you're always looking for edge. You're always looking for value. And when we're getting minus 120, when every other sportsbook is giving us minus 140 or worse odds, that's a bet we want to look into, right? Caesars is pricing this at minus 164, DraftKings at minus 140, and then Pinnacle, the sharpest bookmaker, the most efficient betting market, is pricing this at minus 154. So this clearly looks like a pretty great bet to be on FanDuel. And again, OddsJam is, constantly scanning all of these player props, money lines, run lines, everything for you across sports to try to find you the best betting opportunities. So that's the first bet that looks pretty good, right? And we can take a look at the historicals as well, right? So this is pretty interesting as well. So we can see over the course of the season, in the 16 games where Christian Javier has pitched, in 12 of 16 games, he has gone under 7.5 strikeouts, right? So using the free OddsJam mobile app, it's completely free. It's just an app. You can look at historical trends. So I'm a big believer in real-time market data, right? Because every team is different, every game is different, and that's all encompassed in real-time sports betting odds on sportsbooks and the sharpest bookmakers such as Pinnacle. But regardless, this is still a valuable tool, right? Because we can look into historicals, which a lot of people like to do. So we can see right here, in 12 out of 16 games on the season, Christian Javier has gone under 7.5 strikeouts. So that's an implied price of minus 300. So what that means is if you were to bet every single game of the season, Christian Javier under 7.5 strikeouts, all 16 games, you would have broken even. If you would have bet this at minus 200, you would have made money at better odds than the implied price. If you would have bet this at minus 500, worse odds than the implied price, you would have lost money. So long story short, you can use this free OddsJam mobile app to kind of check out where, what is the historical trend showing. So clearly, when the implied price is minus 300 and we're getting minus 120 on FanDuel, that seems like a pretty great bet, right? Like, this has hit 12 out of 16 times this season. We're only getting, we're getting minus 120 on FanDuel. So this bet looks fantastic to historicals. And you can look at last 5 games, last 10 games, whatever. You can slice this data in a bunch of ways using that OddsJam app. But long story short, the bet looks great to historical data, and it looks great to real-time market data, right? This has a 3.75% profit margin to Pinnacle, the sharpest bookmaker in the world. So if we were to bet, $250 unit on under 7.5 strikeouts, according to real-time betting data from Pinnacle, right, our profit margin would be $9.38, right? My goal as a sports bettor is place as many sharp, positive EV bets as I can on a daily basis. And this would be an example of a great bet that you want to lock in, right? It looks fantastic to the historical data. And it also looks great to the real-time market data from the sharpest bookmakers, as well as other sports books such as DraftKings and Caesars, right? So this is a bet you should be all over on FanDuel. And let's make some money. Great MLB prop bet number one for today, an early bet. Let's make money.